Inside Joke. My name is John DeKoven. I'll be your host today. I am proud to have one of the up-and-coming comedians here in the Bay Area. Let me read you a couple quotes here. One of the most original comedians on the scene. Not only will he make you laugh, you might learn something. That was David something, producer of the Mile High comedy competition. I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere. And another quote which I really liked: in a sea of wannabe street comics and childish toilet humor salesmen, it's nice to see someone who is striving to be clever, honest, and original. And that was Johnny Steele, very well-known Bay Area comedian. Johnny doesn't need any applause. Let me welcome Grant Lyon. How you doing today, Grant? Or, as I have always told you, it should be The Roar. The Roar. We'll talk about that later. I'm a Jewish marketer. I don't think he's using The Roar enough. Anyway, so you were the winner of the 2008 Mile High Comedy Competition, and insert joke here, because was that fucking, or?
It was a bad name. They thought it was, this will be kooky, make people want to come to the competition. It had nothing to do with the fact, like, it's because it was in Colorado. Right. It was based out of Denver, which is a Mile High city, so had nothing to do with airplanes, or we didn't tell jokes as to stewardesses. We didn't do any of that. It was just a competition. It was like a 2.5-week competition that took place all over Colorado.
How many comics were in that?
They had multiple hundred submissions. They picked 15 out of those submissions. The 15 of us competed for a week, and then they picked the top 5 from that 15, and then those 5 competed for another week.
Okay. In case you were finalists in the Rooster Teeth Feathers competition, so a lot of good competition experience. How did you get into comedy? Because that's what everybody wants to know. How did you get?
Actually, I kind of came into it a little bit different than most people. I played soccer for UC Santa Cruz, and I started by just writing jokes and telling them on road trips on the buses to my teammates. And the night before we had big games and stuff like that, I would be like, hey, everybody needs to loosen up before this big game. So I'd bring my whole team into one hotel room and then stand up at the front of the hotel room and like tell jokes to everybody. And sometimes they were my own jokes and sometimes they weren't. Sometimes there were other comics that I
So you were stealing jokes at an early age.
Yes, very. It was something that I learned to do.
Right.
No, but it was just for my teammates and stuff. And then I transitioned beyond my teammates, and I would get up at house parties in college. Like my sophomore year, talk about a hard audience there. They'd turn off the music, they'd turn off the stereo, and somebody would stand up and be like, everybody shut up! Shut the hell up! Shut up! And then people would be like, what's going on? And then I'd stand up on a couch and just tell jokes for like 15 minutes to a house party that was like, what is this guy doing?
Well, most comics will know that sounds like a lot of regular gigs. Anyways, you go to a gig and you're there, and all of a sudden they announce, hey, we're having a comedy show, and everybody's drinking and they don't want to listen to it. I know you've been doing a lot of traveling. What's the most hell gig you've done, besides tonight, of course, with this one?
Oh, man. Dude, there are so many. Just the bars where, literally, like you said, nobody knows. And so a waitress will come up and be like, it's time for comedy. And then just walk off. And you're like, does that mean I walk on stage now? I don't know if that was introducing me or if
you don't get the professional introduction like you do at Bon Jovi's. With a guy who is wearing a t-shirt from 10 years ago and a pair of long shorts.
And I feel like they always pick like the shyest waitress to introduce the show to, because there's always like some like outgoing employee that can be like, hey everybody, we're gonna have fun, but they always get the one that's like, for comedy, and then just like walks off.
Like this, she's working, she's got 3 kids and
I had somebody try to fight me before.
Oh yeah.
I had a few jokes about the military, and I was in a town where I shouldn't have told any jokes about the military. And some, steroided out, big shaved head dude was like, I'm gonna take you outside! And I stood up. And I was like, no, I rescind everything I've ever said. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting.
I was trying to remember, I was trying trying to think, because the first time I met you, is that maybe a couple years ago? Did you do Main Street Brewery or no?
Yeah.
Oh, you did do Main Street Brewery, so it's been
you saw
like
me from right
4
when I
or 5
first
years
started.
ago.
I've been doing comedy.
Saw this guy's a little puppy, basically.
I was doing. I think you were one of the first people that ever paid me to do comedy. I gave you
Really?
like $10 to do a
All
show.
started here, and today he's making 20. So comedy pays, people.
Moving up in this world.
Comedy pays, and then of course, who could forget the infamous 16th birthday party with our friend Victoria?
That was fun.
With you and Samuel.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was actually a pretty fun.
At that
show,
time, can you imagine this guy's doing comedy for a bunch of 16-year-old girls?
And it wasn't the choice of the girls at all. That's just that. That was what I was funny. And I was like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? No, you're having a comedy show.
Exactly. And for everybody who knows Victoria, as the kids say now, enough said. Or did they say that a decade ago? I'm already.
No. But we'll
Enough
smile about
said.
it.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, so you were playing soccer, and then how did you decide, you know what, I'm giving up soccer and I'm going full, because you basically are doing this full time now.
Yeah, pretty
Full-time,
close.
okay.
Pretty close to full time.
You got a day job?
I work about 15 hours a week for an organization.
Well, whatever.
So it's not like I don't have a full-time day job.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. So when did you decide, like, comedy, this is what I want to do?
Probably about when I was getting ready to graduate college. I had done it. It started when I was a sophomore in college. But it was just kind of like, oh, this is fun to do. Like I'm goofing off and stuff. And it wasn't until probably January, of my senior year when I was like, oh, I have to do something after school. This isn't gonna go forever, And I was like, oh, what do I want to do? And then I was just like, well, maybe I should actually go for this. People seem to be laughing, and I have fun doing it. And some people would call me crazy or whatever, but I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Cool.
I got teammates from college that are playing professional soccer all over the world, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do this
Yeah, but
instead.
soccer's
Did you want to fight right now?
No. Okay. So we'll kind of wrap things up here. If you want to give a little plug, your website, what you're doing. This will be out in about a week.
Okay.
So.
My website for all
maybe
around there.
actually later, depending on if I'm getting any action tonight. If I'm not, this will be up on YouTube tonight. And based on the reaction I just got, this will be up on YouTube tonight. So, anyways.
My website is
I was just saying, tell yourself you weren't shaking hands.
Oh, I thought that was a very awkward motion then. No, I didn't want to shake hands. This is just how I move on to the next topic.
Okay. No, okay, what's your website?
My website is www.grantlyon.com.
And he's got bumper. Where's you got a bumper sticker?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a cool bumper sticker.
Dude, I just recorded my first CD.
I'm already running out of time. Here comes an awkward.
Oh, there we go. History makes me wet for all you ladies.
If I had a real cameraman, he'd be zooming in. So that's pretty cool.
I just recorded my first CD.
Okay.
That will probably be out in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Cool.
So if people want to. You can probably find a link on my website. I'll put it on CD Baby. No, it'll be on CD Baby.
Or you could buy it through, we should sell it through bunjoscomedy.com. I'll take my traditional 20% since everything's
That's fine with me, man.
All's good.
Make that Skrilla back.
All right, well, check out Grant, and I'm sure we'll have him back here soon. And,